Hello everyone. I am doing something a bit different for this video, which, if it goes well, may end up being kind of a semi-regular series. We'll see how that goes. So basically what I wanted to do is take a step back in time, kind of think about, or not necessarily just think about, but also take a look at something that was, I guess, a pretty formative part of my childhood, beziehungsweise mid to late teenager years. And, well, let me just go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. I went ahead and made a little miniature DOSBox area for a CD called Gamefest. Now, Gamefest is a CD that was sold in Canada, where I spent most of my youth growing up. And we had the two Gamefest CDs. We got them in, I think, around the mid to late 90s, if I remember right. And these were shareware compilation CDs. These are shovelware CDs. And a lot of people don't like so-called shovelware. For those not familiar with the term, shovelware was basically... So when CDs first started to become widely used as a storage medium on computers, they stored and still store today around 600 or so megabytes worth of data, which is obviously quite a lot more than their predecessor, the floppy disk. The floppy disk went up to 1.44 megabytes, and there were special floppy disks which held 2.88 megabytes, but they were pretty rare and never really saw widespread use. So the CD, we're talking about an order of magnitude more storage space available for everything on a CD. So it was really a removable storage medium and a portable storage medium, which really went quite a bit beyond what had been previously available at the time. So what a lot of people did was they thought, okay, great, CDs, they hold 600 megs of data. That's a lot of data. Let's just put together a whole bunch of programs on a CD. And this came to be usually derivatively known as shovelware, meaning people just shoveled a bunch of existing software onto a CD and didn't really do anything special. So they didn't really take advantage of the CD as a new medium. They just basically crammed together a few dozen or even a few hundred programs onto a CD and said, here you go, here's a huge compilation. So a lot of people didn't like shovelware for the reason that they thought it was uncreative, it was unoriginal, it was basically just people exploiting software that had already been written and putting it onto a CD and then selling it, which took almost no technical ability and no talent and no real preparation or planning or anything like that. But I like these shovelware compilations because they exist today as sort of archives. They're kind of time capsules through which you can go back and look at stuff from the past. So this is what you can see in the main folder of the Gamefest CD. And one of the things I like about the CD is it's a little bit disorganized. I mean, for stuff like this, it's actually kind of nice. I love walking into... There aren't too many of them anymore, but you know, there used to be sometimes you'd go into a dusty old shop and you'd see some really old stuff sitting around, stuff from decades ago, maybe even centuries ago, but more often, I mean, stuff from centuries ago is more likely to be in museums, but you'd see stuff from decades ago just sitting around, and it would be pretty old. It might be stuff that your grandparents had around. And I always love going into those places because they're so disorganized, and I always have the feeling there's so much history there. And I have the same kind of feeling with stuff like this. I mean, this is a real piece of history. These CDs are, I think, more than 20 years old now, and they really are just a blast from the past. They really are a time capsule of stuff. So let me go ahead and try to run something here. I think main, if I run main.exe. I guess I wasn't sure if I was going to run menu or main, and I ended up typing mine menu. Ja, das ist gut. Okay, I think if you're on main, loading, please wait. Here we go. A shareware extravaganza brought to you by STG Computers Limited. STG stood for Software to Go. That was, I believe, a Toronto-based company, which I actually don't know if anything else that they did. As far as I know, they produced these two shovelware CDs, and I don't know what else they might have done. But anyway, let's press any key to continue. An incredible collection of over 200 titles. Wow, look at those 256 color VGA graphics. This is technology at its finest. And then that just brings us in here. A shareware extravaganza brought to you by... Okay. So as you can see, we have arcade games, adventure games, strategy, cards games. I think that should be card games, but okay, we have cards games. Windows games. I don't know if I'll be doing the Windows games because they will not run obviously in DOSBox. I would need a Windows installation for that. I guess I'm pretty sure that Windows 3.0 or 3.1 do install pretty well under DOSBox. I guess I could install Windows 3 or 3.1. I actually started with Windows 3, not 3.1 but 3.0, which was actually a lot worse because it didn't have any sound card support. It didn't support multimedia. It didn't support Sound Blaster or things like that. There wasn't really any audio from Windows 3. Anyway, so yeah, Windows games, I probably won't be doing those. Mouse games, educational games, mixed games, about shareware, and change configurations. Let's see, what's about shareware? Okay, this is, can I? Oh, I see I can use the arrow keys to kind of move around that. Change configurations, oh boy, hard drive is blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'll just not mess around too much with that. Let's see, I think if we're here in, oh, it brought me back to the root directory of C for some reason. I think if I just run menu, yeah, that takes us straight here. And what's title and title 2? Are they, seems like the same thing. Oh, I see, that's the first part of the title, and then title 2 is the second part of the title. I get it. And I think extra, I don't know why they have this extra thing here, because I think, oh no, that takes us here, and then takes us here. Okay. So in the future, I'll just go ahead and type menu to go straight to the menu, because we've already seen those nice intro screens. What is in go.bat? Oh, you also type go to run main, because it's a batch file that points. Okay, I guess go is faster. All right, let's go ahead and try it then. Let's come here to the menu and... Oh, wait. Oh, no, that runs main, not menu. Okay, I'll type menu then to just skip directly to here and skip those intro screens in the future. So what I had the idea of doing, and I don't know if this is a good idea, but I had the idea of doing it, is to just basically briefly sample all of these games on the CD. This is going to take a while, obviously. It's probably going to, I don't know how many videos it's going to take. I'm not obviously going to do all the games in one video. Basically, I'd like to just devote a few minutes, basically just get a few minute sampling of all these games and kind of run through them and see what's available. I've seen other people do similar things before with these shareware compilation CDs. And I don't know if it's going to get boring, because I don't know how interested people are going to be in just seeing me play over 200 different games for you know, 2 or 3 minutes per game. But let's see how this works out. Let's go ahead and start at the beginning. First game under the first section. So first section is arcade games. First game is Aldo's Adventure. A very nice, let's see, is there, can I read description? No. Just says illegal command. Oh, for some reason. Okay, well, let's see. Can I run the program from the CD? If you say run program from hard drive, it actually copies the files to your hard drive and then runs them from the hard drive. If you say run program from CD, it runs directly from the CD. The disadvantage in the old days was running from the CD might not work, because the game might need to save some configuration files or things like that, which you can't do on a CD, because back then there were no CD-RWs. It was all just CD-ROMs, read-only. But in this case, I've copied these folders actually to my local hard drive, so it should be able to write to them. So I shouldn't have too many problems running directly from CD, because it's not actually running from the CD. But let's see what happens. Yeah, running programs from the CD might cause errors when program attempts to write on disk. Yeah, for example, high scores, configuration files, etc., etc. I think that should be EG, not IE. That's a common mistake that even native English speakers make. That's causing an abrupt end to the program, yeah. But again, I don't think that should be a problem in this case, because I'm running from the hard drive. So let's continue anyway. Let's be brave and soldier on. And for some reason, it just crashed. Hold on, what happened? Why does it keep giving me illegal command? Oh, I wonder if it's trying to run some DOS commands that don't exist under DOSBox. I think what it might be doing is running some, using some DOS commands to create a folder on the hard drive or try to access them. But some of those commands are not implemented by DOSBox, and that's probably why it might be DOSBox that's saying invalid command. All right, what we can do then is check the details. Okay, and it gives you there at the bottom, it gives you the path to the program. See, it's soft VGA Aldo. So let's go ahead and just run it directly from that folder. I think that should work. So if I go to Gamefest, then I go to, yes, soft VGA Aldo. There we go. This should work. One nice thing about Gamefest also is it comes with this nifty browse program. It's basically a kind of a stripped down version of List, which some of you folks might be familiar with, and you can type in the file name. And here we go. This is the doc for Aldo's Adventure, game from December of 1987. That's probably older than some of you folks are. So the requirements are PCAT or PS2, not Model 30, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to read all this thoroughly. You folks can read this at your leisure if you wish. It's basically just the usual shareware notice there. All right, I guess I'm going to have to run the games like this then. I'm not going to be able to run them from that nice launcher interface. I'm going to have to run them directly from the command prompt. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and do this. I've already been talking for 10 minutes. Let's actually play a game. There we go. Aldo's Adventure, shareware for $15 by Dave and Ben Eibach. Ladder screens used with permission from Yahoo Software. I do not think that has any connection with Yahoo, the internet search portal or anything like that, because pretty sure that company did not exist in 1987 when this game was made. Okay, objective, get to the treasure chest. Scoring, blah, blah, blah. You know what, I'm not going to read this. Let's just play the game. I should probably cut down on talking, because the point here is really to sample these games and not to have a thorough, like a really thorough treatment for them. You might be seeing some similarities to Donkey Kong already, and indeed, the eponymous Aldo is, I think, very obviously a kind of a ripoff of Mario, given his red overalls and his rather bushy mustache there. This fine Georgian man. I'm told that in Russia the usual joke is that, oh dear. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That red line there is supposed to be fire, and you're not supposed to fall into it, but the way that the game usually works is it lets you fall into the fire once, but if you fall on a second time, then you die. Anyway, they're saying, I'm told that the joke in Russia is that Mario from, obviously, Super Mario Brothers is Georgian, because apparently it was a very Georgian thing to have that sort of thick, bushy mustache. And which way do I want to be going? I guess I should go down here. Those pink surfaces are one-time only surfaces. You can walk on them once, and then if you try to walk over them a second time, you'll fall through. So hopefully I will not need to walk through that again. I haven't played this game in a long time, but I do remember that I do still remember the play mechanics more or less. Also, it's kind of weird that you can stand on those treasures. If you land directly on top of a treasure like that, often you'll just see, am I supposed to be going this way? I don't know. I don't remember everything about this game very well, unfortunately, and can I? No, I can't jump. I can't. Oh, I can just grab this treasure here. There we go. You can grab any treasure chest. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't matter which one. You just have to grab any treasure chest to finish the level. Ooh. The physics in this game can also be a bit. The physics in this game are definitely not very realistic. They're definitely not true to life physics. But once you get used to them, they're not really bad. They're just a bit bizarre for. You know what I should have done is run this with the command line. I believe that in the old days when I was a kid playing this game, I sort of cheated by, there is a command line variable that allows you to set how many barrels there are. It's apparently intended for people with slower computers. The point is that if you have a slow computer which doesn't handle having 10 barrels, I think the default limit is 10 barrels. If your computer can't handle 10 barrels very well, then it is an option to let the game run at a more acceptable speed. But of course, you can also use it as a sort of a cheap way to cheese the game by having less barrels on the screen. It's not meant to be used that way, but I'm sure many people did use it that way. Ooh. Yeah, it's weird sometimes how you can fall through. Now, how am I supposed to get down there? Am I supposed to fall on? I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I don't remember this level. I don't think I play. I probably have to jump on top of that dragon, and then whoops, almost died there. Yeah, I think I have to. Basically, the way that it works is if you jump from a lower altitude, let's say, for lack of a better word, if you jump from a lower altitude, oops, oh dear, oh, I'll be okay, to a higher one, you have to kind of, yeah, it's weird too how oh dear, it's It's weird how the environment sort of destroys around Aldo as he lands on top of things. But basically, yeah, if you jump to a higher place, you have to not move as you land, because if you're moving as you land, then you'll fall right through the higher place that you land on. I don't know if I explained that very well, but anyway, let's just get out of here. Again, I don't want... Oh, what happened? I think I ran out of time. I think I lost a life because I ran out of time there. There is also a timer running in the upper left. So there you go. That was Aldo's Adventure. Pretty nice little EGA game. It does use EGA high-resolution graphics, which I like. I do like that graphics mode. Let's see. Can I do this? Oh, I can. That's nice. It's funny. Windows 95 and 98 actually allowed you to do that. They actually allowed you to specify multiple periods to go up several directory levels, but more recent versions of Windows don't allow you to do that anymore, but apparently DOSBox still does. So good on you, DOSBox. Thank you for that. All right, let's just go on to the next game. B17 Pinball. This, if I remember right, so Soft More 9 Pro 25. Yeah, the way that they organized this, like I said, it's a bit weird. They just made a whole bunch of numbered directories, and it's not clear looking at the directory name what game it's supposed to be. So Soft More 9 Pro 25. I'm going to guess if I try to run this, it won't work. Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right. So, Soft More, whoops, that's More 8, More 9, Pro 25. There we go. There's B17. There is a B17.doc. Let's see if we can browse B17.doc. B17 Pinball. B17 is designed for an AT class computer. B17G is designed for a PC class computer. Remember when... This is so old. You remember when they actually had the original IBM PC and then the AT, which stood for Advanced Technology? This is so long ago. Wow. This is a game from Wise Owl Workshop in Livermore, California, which I believe is also the location of Lawrence Livermore Labs, which has quite a significant research facility going on there. All right, let's go ahead and run B17. Yes, this is exactly what I thought it was. This was one in a pretty large series of kind of pinball construction set games. You could basically construct a pinball table using this pinball construction set, and the results would vary somewhat in quality, but they were generally pretty poor. The physics of these are very poor. How do I launch the ball? Hello? Hello? There we go. Oh dear, this isn't gonna... wait, how do I... Whoa! Hold on, I need to slow DOSBox way down. Okay, I've got DOSBox at about 500 cycles now. Alright, let's... Okay, I see. So left shift controls the left flippers, right shift controls the right flippers. Oh, it might actually be a little bit too slow now. I guess I could speed it up more than that, but you can see the... I'm not a physicist, but just looking at this, you can see that whoa. Oh, that ball got stuck underneath that aircraft there. Wait, how do I... Let's see now. How do I... There we go. You press shift to launch as well, apparently. I did not play these very much, actually, because back in the day... Oh. Back in the day, we did not have DOSBox. We had a 486 running at 33 megahertz, which is very slow by today's standards, but for a game like this, I mean, even a 486 would run this game much too fast, and there wasn't any way to slow it down. I think we did even have a turbo switch. Remember turbo switches, turbo buttons on computers to slow computers down? It even had a turbo button, but even with turbo turned off, this game was just much too fast, really just unplayable. So this is actually, I think, this might be the first time in my life, it's probably the first time in my whole life that I'm actually playing this game properly without it running at 15 trillion frames per second. And, yeah, can't say that I'm... Oh, now there are two balls stuck under that bomber. Well, now you're a man, Bomber. Now you're a man. Man. Alright, I probably shouldn't be playing this for too long because I don't know how exciting pinball is to watch in the first place. I mean, I do enjoy pinball, but I'm not a huge pinball aficionado, and watching somebody play pinball, especially a pinball game like this with again, I mean, you can see. I think even you folks who are not pinball experts can see the physics in this pinball simulation are out of this world. By which I mean they are indeed using a physics set that is clearly not Earth physics that we human Earthlings are bound by. I would like to hit that third target on that plane in the upper left, but it looks like that's not going to happen. And I don't know how much longer this is going to keep going, so can I quit? Yes, pressing escape quits. Okay. Well, what happened to my keyboard? Uh-oh. Oh, one of the control keys got stuck. Sometimes that happens, you know, when you get a control key stuck, you start getting those weird characters because, like Control C, for example, apparently maps to a heart symbol. Kind of extended ASCII character codes or something. Actually, I don't know if that's even extended ASCII. That might be just regular ASCII. But anyway, can I go back to here? Yes, thank you. All right. Let's see what's next on the list. Oh, I should speed up DOSBox. It's still running at 500 cycles. Yeah, we can speed it up a bit more than that. All right. Coming back here. Bandit. Oh, I remember this game. This game also ran too fast. I think I didn't play it because it also ran much too fast on our system. But let's see. Softmore 7 Pro 8. Softmore 7 Pro 8. It is quite cumbersome to have to manually put in the directory names for each game, but it's worth it for DOS games because this really brings me back to the past. I often did this a lot. Rather than using that menu program, I would just manually browse through all the directories on the CD using the command line, because there is actually a lot of hidden stuff. For some reason, there are several programs on the CD which do not appear in that menu program, and you would never know they're there unless you actually go browsing through the directory structure of the CD. So that's a bit odd. But anyway, let's see. There is a README file. Can I browse read.me? Yes, I can. Files, bandit.exe, ship.scr, score file, maybe deleted to erase previous scores, enemy.dat, sprite file. If I remember right, this game looks like it's made with Turbo C, and it's probably, I don't know, we'll see what it looks like when it runs, but anyway. Yeah, and again, there's the shareware registration address for Mr. Mike O'Shea from Seattle, Washington. Seattle is a fine city. I've been there once. It's actually a very nice city. It does rain there often, but I like that. I like rain, actually. Okay, let's run Bandit. Do I want instructions? Should I be a real man and say, no, I don't need instructions? No, let's look at instructions. Commands. Oh, this is made for the numeric keypad. Unfortunately, the laptop I'm playing this on doesn't have a numeric keypad, so this may go very badly. You can customize the speed using the command line there, but I'm going to guess that whatever happens, it's going to be too fast because, again, hold on, let me try this here. I can sort of, oh dear. So the fact that I'm using the sort of emulated numeric keypad on my laptop combined with the fact that, okay, let's slow it way down. I slowed down DOSBox to a ridiculous level. All right, there we go. This looks stupidly slow, but considering the key layout, the very cumbersome keyboard layout that I'm using, this is actually reasonable because just trying to manage the keys is a task in itself. I don't think this is a game that supports the Xbox 360 controller. Just taking a... Oh, wow, I actually shot something. Was not expecting that to happen, but I actually successfully shot a thing. That was a lucky shot. Oh, another one. Wow. These are, I'm just really... I think it's pretty obvious I'm just firing completely blind here. I wonder if the game's being generous with its hitbox detection, or if I'm actually... I think the game's just being generous, yeah, because that shot missed. So the game is actually pretty accurate in terms of hitboxes, and I'm just being very lucky. Thankfully, this is not one of those games where you lose points every time you shoot. You know, there are some games like Paratrooper where... I guess I can thrust as well. Hold on, let's see. Where's the numeric keypad plus key on this keyboard? I don't even know. There must be one. Oh, there we go. There it is. Yes, now I'm thrusting. Yes, thrust. Mighty thrust into space. And oh dear, that backfired terribly. Oh dear. Oh dear. I shouldn't have done that. This is very bad. Oh, this is very bad. Now I should not have been thrusting. This is what happens when you thrust into places where your thruster does not belong. Yes, this is... Actually, I guess it's not that bad. It's mostly bad when you hit the corners or the sides of the screen, because then you really, it's not quite clear. My brain is not really very well adapted to wrap around physics, but this is actually not going that badly. It's basically like Asteroids, except without the asteroids. And of course, Asteroids is a good game, so I guess this isn't... Is there a way to stop turning? Oh yes, numeric keypad 5 stops turning. Can I shoot that thing? No, apparently not. Can I shoot that thing? No. Oh, you can only have a certain number of shots on screen at a time. All right, this is not my finest moment. Let's just quit out of that. Can I quit? Hello? Can I? Oh, okay. I tried pressing escape, but that didn't quit. Pressing Q quits. All right, let's set cycles back to, I don't know, 4,000. I think 4,000 is fine. And let's come back here. So that was Bandit. Not a bad game. Basically, like I said, kind of an Asteroids clone. Blue Balls. This is a pun which I think has been made before. Perhaps not by me, but I think every person who plays this game. I seem to recall watching a person playing this game and making that same pun, so I'm not going to even bother. Let's just skip it. Soft VGA Blue. All right. Soft VGA Blue. And there is a blueball.doc, so let's browse blueball.doc. Blue Balls version 2.1, copyright 1990. That makes this a relatively new game by my standards. Blah, blah, blah. Originally written as an independent study project for R. Drawback at the Computer Science Department at the University of Arizona. It's really nice. Must have been nice back in the days when people could make university projects based on EGA DOS games. I know this is an EGA DOS game because I remember playing it. It's actually not a very good game. If I remember right, it is a Worms kind of clone, and it's probably also going to be too, yeah, it's also too fast. So once again, let me slow down DOSBox. So again, you play with the numeric, can I play with the arrows? No, I can't play with the arrows. I have to play with the numeric keypad, and it's basically, you can see, it's like Worms. You leave that tail behind you, and you can't touch the tail or else you die. You also can't touch the walls or else you die, and those black-yellow marbles, I assume, are also obstacles, which also cause you to die. Yeah, I think it's, Oh, the blue balls move. You have to catch the blue balls quickly or else they move. Well, that is... Okay, that's going to be problematic because I'm not fast enough to actually... Oh, there you go. I caught that one. Okay, so I guess it's a little bit different from Worms in that you can go between those purple, yellow kind of marbles that you leave behind you. So you can go between your trail, but still... oh dear. Oh dear. Do I have direct... oh yeah, I do have diagonal. Okay, I was going to say, I'm not sure if diagonal works here, but apparently it does by using the diagonal numeric keypad keys. And I'll have to use diagonal here again. That's quite annoying. I guess I should make better use of my... Again, not having a proper numeric keypad makes using all these keys just a little bit awkward, but I do like the idea, actually, now that I think about it. I do like it that you can go between your trail rather than in, you know, in the original Worms where your tail was a hard limit. You just couldn't just kind of worm your way through it. You had to just basically avoid it altogether. I guess this is kind of an interesting innovation in a certain sense. I'm having a hard time seeing where this would be a university project, though. I mean, I'm guessing this wasn't a finals Whoa. Okay, now they're really bringing out the hard levels. I wonder how long this game goes on for. I assume, I mean, obviously there must be a finite number of levels, but if there are only something like 10 levels, I suppose I could play it all the way to the end, but if it goes on much longer than that, I don't want to be spending too much time here playing this, because this is obviously not... it's not exactly gaming at its finest. I mean, this isn't really... First of all, I prefer using the inverted T cursor keys. I couldn't really say why. Can't really explain why. It's just a certain preference that I have. I tend to prefer using the inverted T arrow keys over the numeric keypad, even on a proper keyboard, even on like a real keyboard with a real numeric keypad. And then on this laptop that I'm using with the pseudo sort of faux numeric keypad, it's really just quite egregious. I have the feeling that I've seen this level before. Are they repeating now, or is this somehow different? wait, am I supposed to? Got a little bit stupid there. For some reason I was not able to distinguish whether I should have taken the... Oh, come on. Okay, this is going to be quite annoying because it takes forever to go around, and if the blue balls relocate themselves at regular intervals, it's going to take me too long to get to them. This is level 10. If this is the last level, I wouldn't mind finishing the game on this level, but again, it's not clear whether this is actually the last level or if yeah, I mean, at this point I'm basically I'm filling up the whole screen with the marbles that I trail behind me, which is going to make it very difficult to move around, and I haven't caught a single blue ball yet in this. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It keeps moving too far away. It keeps moving to such a far distant location that I can't get there in time before it relocates again. And I've almost filled the entire screen with my trail, and yeah. Okay, this time I might be able to catch it because it moved to a place that's not too far away, but can I? Yeah, and then I hit my... Okay, you know what? Forget it. Yeah, Pat Copeland from Tucson, Arizona. Thank you, Mr. I'm going to assume you're a Mr. Copeland, although I suppose he could also be a Ms. because Pat is a gender-neutral name, but anyway. Yeah, quite frankly, not one of my favorite games. Not a terrible game, but just kind of, yeah, a bit annoying. Anyway, oh dear. My recording software is giving me warnings that I'm having encoding problems, which is probably signaling a good time to stop the video because my CPU is probably overheating again. So I'll go ahead and leave it at that. Folks, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think of this. Let me know what are your sort of opinions. Leave me some feedback, good or bad, on what you think of this video and this idea of me going through the CD. Like I said, it's going to take a long time. I did, what, like four games in this video? And for more than 200 games, this is going to be a long series of videos if I do all these games to such a thorough extent. So let's see what happens. But again, leave me your feedback. Did you enjoy this? Was it interesting? Was it just completely boring garbage? Or was there any merit in it at all? I welcome feedback. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will sign off for now. Bye-bye.